He has done so much for the community, for his family.
Always wants to make you laugh and has great jokes, so caring and sweet and just there to always like fill the spirit with joyness and kindness too.
We're all extremely lucky to have you as a part of our life, LG.
The determination, the motivation, the sheer determination to keep on doing what you're doing,
I think has a lasting impact on certainly our kids and certainly on us.
I think one of my favorite memories of Dadaji and I is, as you may know, the name Dadaji is spelled D-A-D-A-J-I, and when I was growing up I called him Dadaji, but I didn't know how to spell it, so I spelled it D-A-D-A-G, just the big letter G. And one day I told him that when I wrote him a birthday card, and he laughed so hard that now I permanently call him that forever.
Well, being one of the people who have known him for the least amount of time, I feel like I still have been impacted a lot by him. So what I know over the time that I've been a part of the family is that he is pretty much the exact role model that anyone would want, and really just a mentor for everyone that he's around, be it a child in the family, a child that he had just met, or colleagues, co-workers, or just CEOs and other executives. He just gives off that type of energy, and his knowledge and just wealth of experience is always just helpful to everybody. And yeah, I mean, I think just that's the one thing that I've always seen in him, no matter whether we're just relaxing at home or if we're having a more serious meeting. He's just the perfect mentor.
One memory I had with him was I'm going to college in California, and my mom set up a meeting for me and him where I went all the way out there to have a lunch date with him, and her goal was to have him convince me not to go to California. The only advice he gave me that day was to get out and go to California.
I never had dad here. He passed away when I was in India, but he was always dad to me, and always he is a grandfather to my kids, and which was really a good thing for us. And there's lots of opportunities or lots of events, you know, they always included us, and he always treated me as a second son, which really I appreciated very much.
The biggest impact I have is his passion about his career and his family, and that has kind of stick to me. That's how I was raised, and it was really nice to see that type of reinforcement and live my life the way I would like to, demonstrate that to my kids and have a great life.
So my most memorable moment of Dadaji was when we were younger and growing up. We would always go to their house for family gatherings, and he would ask us what our report card grades were. And from such a young age, like, we were taught like the importance of education, and just being surrounded by him, like having such scholars in our family, was an amazing experience growing up.
Probably my most favorite memory of Dadaji was actually a couple of minutes ago. I taught him how to play a video game, and the really nice thing is, like, he's always been a scholar, like Chini said, but he's always encouraged to continuously learn and never stop. And that's one of the great things about him, that even now, even when he's 80 years old, he's still learning how to play video games with us, and enjoy bringing out the kid in himself. And I feel like that's just amazing.
Honestly, he has encouraged me with his words of wisdom, all of his speeches, everything. As a little girl, I probably didn't understand what any of that meant, but as I grow up, I understand what he means and everything, so I'm able to, gather up his words of wisdom and use them to encourage myself to be a better person.
I think the biggest impact that he has had on my life is just watching him mentor and guide ages 5 to 85. He mentors and guides middle school kids, if they come to him, CEOs of large corporations. It doesn't matter how big or how little the question is. What I really, really admire and love about him is how he embraces everyone that comes to him for advice or guidance.
He's always somebody that pushes us a lot, really, you know, he's really good at giving speeches actually and really talking to you. So he'll probably, if we talk about academics with him and something, he'll always give these little pointers and tips that actually really help and make a difference. And I think it's just amazing because his advice is amazing and awesome.
I've noticed is, despite the wealth and influence, he still remains to a very vigorous and very simple schedule of his personal activities. He's not enthralled with too many of the material things of the world and much more about following a disciplined life in so many ways. And that's been very inspiring for a long, long time. And he has also been personally very nurturing to me as an entrepreneur when I was a young entrepreneur. He had great influence and a lot of keen advice that prompted me to rethink some of the approaches that I had, and oftentimes double down on the things that I wasn't sure I was doing right. And a lot of that is thanks to his early guidance.
I tell you, I think I'm one of the luckiest kids in the world. I have an incredible father, an amazing father, and a wonderful father. And 51 years looking back on it, to have the relationship that I have with my father is something that, you know, not every kid gets to experience and gets to appreciate in the way I have. But my dad and I have always been close. There were those times, you know, when I was a teenager. It's probably more my fault, but we've been very close. In the last 20, 25 years that I've been in Atlanta, when we were together in California and of course growing up in Illinois, there was always that bond and there was always that closeness and there was always that sense of love and respect and a bit of amazement with who he is. And so I've been blessed to have him as a dad. So thanks, Dad.
We went on a trip in South India to a place called Kodaikanal. And I remember saying to Dad, why don't we reverse roles? Why don't you be the daughter and I be the dad? And he said, that sounds like tons of fun. So of course, if he was going to be the daughter, he was going to have to look like the daughter. And I think I was 8 years old at the time. So I immediately took the ponytails out of my hair and stuck them in his hair, combed 2 little ponytails in his hair, and told him he had to be me. And of course, what do you think he did for the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes? Non-stop talking. Non-stop talking. And of course, me having to play him did nothing but roll my eyes, shake my head, and say, shh, Rishi.